Hey everybody, it's Greg Rice. We're here at Nexus Property Management's headquarters in the Bucket, that's Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and we're going to talk today about maintenance, all right? And I've been hearing a lot, not just from here at Nexus, but in general, people saying they can't get vendors, they can't get things fixed, they can't get people to show up even. So I'm going to attempt to answer that and explain from a local, state, federal, magnified perspective as to what's going on in the world, as to why that is a problem compared to 2 years ago, 3 years ago, what have you. So let's boil it down to the most simple thing that I can relate to help tackle this topic, and that's a work order. A tenant puts in a request and says, hey, my ceiling fan is wobbling. Can you fix it? The owner clicks yes through our very convenient owner portal, and then a technician gets assigned. Now, when a technician gets assigned a work order, they have to look at them and assign them based on priority and necessity. So a wobbling ceiling fan, however annoying and inconvenient it may be, will not take preference over something like no heat, leaking water, no electricity, a broken window, a broken doorknob, things that affect the basic services and the safety and security of a unit we must take care of immediately. So those jobs will take preference over the lesser priority jobs. So that's the first thing to consider, is that there are other jobs that are more important. Now the second part of that equation, staffing. We have X amount of technicians at any given time, and they have X amount of work orders at any given time. And they are obviously putting priority ones up top, especially in the colder months, we have more. So they have to chew away at all those first before they can get down to the lesser priority jobs. So it boils down to how much staff is available to handle the workload. And over the years, we've been staffed healthily. I don't even know if that's a word, but call Webster, it is now. We've been healthily staffed in a sense that most of our guys have 30 jobs at most. Now they're at 60, 70, 80, sometimes 90 service requests in their work order bucket at one time. That's the work for 3-4 people. It's crazy. So in turn, step 3, we try to add more staff. And that's nearly impossible because people have gotten used to staying home, working less, getting supplemental checks in the mail, and really not having that motivation and hunger that existed prior to COVID. So we, as in many industries, specifically service industries in general, hotel, restaurant, food service, bartending, nightclubs, are all having trouble hiring service workers as staff. So that's another thing. I sit down with people, we offer them an immense, is the best word I could say, immense package, complete with benefits of all types, health, dental, paid time off, 401k match, free property management, buyer agency service to help them find an investment property to own or occupy. We give them the whole farm if they work here. And they still sit there and say, I don't know if I want to work here. So when we started, we offered none of these things, and people were clawing at the door to start working. So it's a cerebral, it's a societal problem. Going back to our initial point here, why can't we get work done? So now I see owners on our portal saying, hey, what do you mean it's going to take you a month to get to my turnover? And after you just boil down everything I just said, you can see why it takes a month. Not to mention acquiring materials or specialized equipment. Okay? Turnovers, and in general, take time. It could take a week, 2 weeks to turn out one apartment if it's full paint, full debris, full flooring, appliances. Like, this stuff just doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and we've added another person to our crew to quicken that process. And then you also combine the influx of new movers. Eviction rules loosened up, moratorium ends. Now we have an influx of movement that was not normal, not compared to usual levels. So we're seeing 2-3 times the normal activity. Okay, and that is also contributing to a logjam. So again, it's very difficult, number one, to source labor. Number two, to get materials, equipment, supplies in there. And then number three is to service the amount of people that are coming at us. And this is true for all industries. You go to a restaurant, you got a line of 20 cars, and you got 3 people working inside, but really you should have 8. So it's that as well. So there's a lot of factors that are in play in this equation that most people don't understand or see or want to see. People are used to getting their way. They're used to getting it quickly, rapidly, and the way they want it. And nowadays, unfortunately, it's changed. You have to be lucky when you even get somebody to show up or to answer your phone call. And granted, we always do that. We are working as hard and as fast as possible to service as many people as time allows and as the days allow. So we ask and appreciate your patience and professionalism while we all on planet Earth go through a very difficult and logjam of a time. So I hope that answers some questions, eases some concerns. And once again, Greg Rice here at Nexus Property Management, your property managed.